ladies, jumping right into this video, I'm starting off with Hair and Beauty. Hair, of course, all the details will be listed down in my description box below. Today I'm actually going to be showing you how to quickly ombre a bundle. So I'm not going to be using all the hair, of course, that I was provided. Literally just going to be taking, actually I think I'm going to do a 24-inch and just show you how to quickly ombre this hair. And then, of course, I will be doing an additional look of following this actual video to show you how I kind of use the ombre bundle. So I'm going to be using the 24-inch here. You guys can see it is extremely long, like super duper long. I'm actually going to be cutting this up. So if you guys want to get the look that you guys will see in my second video, definitely make sure to get shorter lengths. And again, all the details will be listed in my description box. So let's get started. Alright, so straight out of the gate, of course, taking the hair out of the packaging, you guys can see it is protected extremely well. Just the way that it's kind of packaged here. So I'm just going to pull this out. And the hair is extremely soft, like super duper soft. My intention is to actually cut this up, so I'm going to be doing a ponytail a little bit later on, but I'm going to cut it to about this length. If you want to do that now, you definitely can. I'm not going to do it. I'm actually going to be wasting a lot of product. But again, this tutorial is not going to be for the purpose of the ponytail, more so to show you how to do an ombre. So if you did want to make a full unit using, you know, the bundles and things like that, this will help. So they do have this little protective thread here, which I appreciate because it literally just kind of slides off really easy. Protects the hair. I don't think the rubber band was necessary, but I do see why they put it there, just in the event that that rope did pop or slide off or anything. And so you guys can see the wefts on this are extremely thin. Let me just pop that out. It's like that little plastic material, you know. You guys know. So let me just pull that down, and then you guys can see like how thin or thick you think the hair is. In my opinion, it is full from root to tip. You guys can see it doesn't like thin out towards the bottom, so that is a good thing. You are going to be getting your money's worth with this as well. But I'm not going to unravel this. I actually want to keep this in its natural little state here, rolled up. So why did I remove the rubber band? I don't even know. So I'm going to put that back on here. Just kind of want to show you, I guess, the bundle, but nevertheless, boom. And what we're going to do is ombre this up to about here. So we're going to be doing, oh, I'm sorry. We're going to be ombreing this hair up to about here. And again, remember I told you it's going to be cut. So there's a lot of this that's going to go. But again, this is just for the purposes of this video. So boom. Just to kind of have a place for this hair to lay, I am going to roll out my Reynolds. Obviously, this is just aluminum foil just to give it a place to kind of lay and sit out. So we are going to place the bundle here. And this will kind of help the hair hold any heat that will be created from using the bleach. You guys know I like to use the Salon Care, which you can find in Sally's. I'm going to be using the 30 Clear, and then I'm also going to be using the Clairol BW2 powder just to go ahead and quickly lift this. So boom. We have our mixing bowl and then our mixing spoon, which has like old powder on it, y'all. Disregard. And I'm just going to be taking one scoop out here, placing it on the inside. On the inside, y'all, I'm making a mess. Oh my god. Wow. Really? You should have on gloves doing this, you guys, but I've done this like 1,000,001 times, so no big deal. You guys can see the powder comes right off. Go ahead and shake that off your bundle if you kind of just do that sloppily like me. And I'm going to go ahead and mix this. Alright, y'all, so we did about 2 scoops of the bleaching powder, and then, of course, about 3 equal containerfuls of the 30 volume developer, and this is how we got this consistency. In my opinion, it is a little bit on the thicker side. Obviously, it is going to thicken up a little bit more, so you want to kind of thin that out just a teensy tiny bit. I'll apply maybe about a half little container there just to thin it out a little bit more, and then we're going to go ahead and apply this to the hair. And you see how everything is smooth and kind of blended. I would say that this is probably the consistency of like a nice, not even a smoothie, probably like a cream. Yeah, some type of cream. So yeah, there we go. You guys can see how thick it is. Kind of like paint. So we're literally just going to go ahead and paint this onto the hair as well. Now obviously you might want a comb for this. Actually you will want a comb. So use a comb that you don't really care too much about. I have one here, really cheap. And what I'm going to do is start from the end of this hair and kind of drag this product up. Like I said, you definitely would like to have on gloves while doing this. I obviously don't, so there's that. All right, so I'm just going to start to apply this starting at the end. Now, if you want this to be a complete ombre, you will need to apply this at the end, allow that to sit for maybe 10 minutes, come back, drag it up a little bit more. But remember, guys, I told you I was going to be cutting the hair about here. So I'm going to drag this up further than I normally would the first time around. So you just keep that in mind. If you know kind of how you're going to play with the hair, style it, things like that, you just want to, you know what your goal is with the hair that you're working with. So I'm literally just getting this down in this area to completely saturate the hair. Not doing this in any perfect way at all. Literally just getting it here. Obviously my working space is really, really small. So if you're doing this like on a countertop, you'll be able to stretch the hair out very easily. Y'all, as opposed to me trying to do this on this little bitty space. Should have did this in the kitchen. But nevertheless, okay, so now that you have the hair saturated, you want to go ahead and just kind of comb out the ends, drag the product up, and you guys can see everything is fully saturated. The hair is completely wet with the bleach, and we want to just continue to drag this up. And you want to be sure that you kind of use the brush in a vertical motion so that you kind of bleed it upward, because you don't want to harsh the line. So you definitely want to make sure that as you're painting this onto the hair, you are doing that in the upward motion. Turn the bundle on both sides so that you make sure, like I said, you have that, no harsh lines, everything kind of faded, the nice little balayage. I may end up leaving this bundle long now that I'm thinking about it. I don't know, we'll see. I'm not really sure. We'll see, we'll see. Alright, so you guys can see how I kind of drug it up a little bit taller, like longer in some areas and then shorter in others. That is okay. So this is going to be an ombre, more of like a balayage type of ombre, where it's just, you know, highlighted in certain areas. So I'm going to comb this out and then let this sit for maybe about 10 minutes, come back and apply a little bit more higher up, and we'll have a perfect little ombre going. Alright, so boom, here is the bundle. We pretty much have everything balayaged out and pretty much ombre down. So I'm gonna let this sit for maybe about 10 minutes, and then I'll be right back to apply a little bit more and drag it up a little bit further. So you have the aluminum foil. Obviously set this back to the area that the bleach is not on. You can go ahead and fold up this just to kind of keep that heat inside. And let it do its thing, and then we'll be right back. Alright guys, so it's been about 5 minutes so far. I'm actually going to take my blow dryer just to speed up this process just a little bit. So I'm actually going to apply the heat here. Oh, I can feel it kind of warm already. But I'm actually going to apply my heat here just to speed this up a little bit, just for the sake of time. And yeah, I'm just blow drying. Alright, and so obviously because it is aluminum foil, it will maintain its heat and kind of maintain that within the hair, so that this does speed up the bleaching process. I don't recommend you doing this for your natural hair, obviously, but it works for the bundle just because the sake of time, baby. So I'm going to leave this on here for about 2 more minutes. We hopefully will have a lighter blonde, and then I will be right back. Alright, so boom, the aluminum foil has completely cooled down, and so I'm actually going to go ahead and apply the second layer of color. As you guys can see, in probably about 8 minutes, the hair has gone from really, really dark black almost, or a dark brown, to a nice kind of chestnut honey brown. So there we are with that in the color. I hope you guys are seeing this like the best possible way. So let me just brighten that up a little bit. Okay, there we go. So yeah, so there is the color, guys, and I'm gonna go ahead and kind of finish this up, obviously by continuing to apply color. So we are gonna go ahead and comb this out. And you can see how the bleach starts to dry out, because it'll definitely stop processing at a certain point. So the more that it, you know, dries out, it will stop that process. So we're just gonna again go over some of those same areas, completely saturating this hair. Literally just saturating the hair to really get that wet again. If you apply enough developer, you actually should not have to I guess distribute the bleach at all. Maybe a little bit, but not as much as I just did. So that does let me know that the consistency that I went for, it was okay, but it needed to be a little bit more watery. And so yeah, I'm just gonna go ahead and drag this color upward. And really saturate this hair. And if you end up needing to apply a little bit more, I guess, developer to your bleaching mixture, definitely do that, so that again everything is completely wet and able to kind of just do its job. So I'm bringing this up higher and higher. Not all the way up to the actual tip of the bundle, but just a little bit higher. And you want to make sure to do this on both sides. Remember to do that. All angles. And really use that brush to kind of work the product in there. Kind of move it around a little bit. Make sure you're not missing any gaps. Even though combing it through definitely ensures that that doesn't happen. But just to be on the safe side, you know. Alright, so everything is saturated now. We're going to go ahead and comb through this again. So we do this in like a diagonal, or I guess a vertical motion is what I'm trying to say. Just like straight, just like this. You're going to comb it through, and I'm going to hold it up so that it's easier to do that, starting from the bottom. And the reason you want to use a fine tooth comb is so that it hits every single strand. And that color that you're seeing in here is definitely that red that's kind of pulling out of the hair. And that's obviously because it is processed hair, so something has been done to it. You can see that. And same thing, just kind of resaturate the hair. Really focus on those ends. Alright, boom. Go ahead and leave that. Close this back up. And let this sit for an additional 10 minutes. So this whole process should have taken you about maybe 20 minutes to quickly go ahead and dye those bundles. Boom. You are pretty much done from here. And if you want, obviously, go ahead and take your blow dryer and heat up this aluminum. Alright, and I'm just gonna let that cool down a little bit and finish processing, probably about 8 more minutes, and then we'll be done. Alright guys, so everything is completely cooled down. We're just gonna go ahead and remove this and see what we have. So boom, the hair is extremely light. Okay, so we have the nice little ombre from the brown to a nice deeper tone brown down to the lighter color here. So if you obviously want this more intensely ombre, you will end up needing to wash the bundle completely and then bleach the ends again. So that will be something you want to do if you're going for more of a blonde color. But yeah, so this is pretty much what this looks like. Alright guys, so this is a look of the hair, completely like washed out, and so as you guys can see, it is lighter towards the bottom and then it gradually fades to this like nice deeper kind of chestnut brown, and then of course the really dark brown. So obviously it will be just a tad bit lighter once you actually dry it out, but if you want to see that, definitely stay tuned for the part 2 of this video where I do a cute little ponytail and yeah, and a makeup look. So if you guys are not already subscribed, now is a good time to go ahead and do that. I love you guys so much, stay pretty, and I will see you guys in my next video. Bye babies.